Credit cards don't ruin people's lives. People's habits do. Let me ask you something. If credit cards are so dangerous, why do rich people use them every day? Why do banks love it when you swipe, but panic when you pay in full? Because credit cards aren't evil. They're designed to feel harmless, designed to feel convenient, designed to slowly trap you in debt without you even noticing. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid credit card debt. Even if you already have a card, you're living paycheck to paycheck, or you're scared of making money mistakes. Stay till the end, because the second mistake I'll cover is the one that quietly destroys people's finances. First, you have to understand the credit card trap. Credit card debt doesn't start with irresponsibility. It starts with confidence. You tell yourself, I'll pay it off next month. I deserve this. It's just one swipe. But here's the truth. When you swipe a credit card, your brain feels less pain than when you use cash. Psychologists call this payment detachment. You don't feel the money leaving, so you spend more. And banks know this. That's why they increase your limit, send you pre-approved offers, and reward spending, not saving. The first step to avoiding debt is respecting the danger. A credit card is not extra income. It is borrowed money with a deadline. The second rule, and maybe the most important one, is to never spend what you can't pay in full. This rule alone can save your financial life. If you remember nothing else, remember this. If you can't pay for it in cash today, don't put it on a credit card. Minimum payments are a lie. They are designed to keep you in debt for years, sometimes decades. Let's look at an example. Say you have a $100 balance on a card with 30% interest. If you only pay the minimum each month, you'll end up paying double over time. The rule is simple. Treat your credit card like a debit card. Spend only what's already in your bank account. Credit cards should process your payments, not fund your lifestyle. Next, you need to kill the emergency excuse. So many people say, I keep my credit card for emergencies. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If your only emergency fund is a credit card, you don't have an emergency fund. Combining an emergency with high interest debt is a recipe for financial disaster. Instead, build a small cash buffer. Even starting with just $50 is infinitely better than zero. Keep it in a separate account and make it untouchable. A credit card should always be your last resort in a true crisis, not your primary safety net. Rule number 4 is to set a spending limit that is much lower than your actual card limit. Your bank might give you a $1,000 limit. That does not mean you should use it all. In fact, that's exactly how they trap you. Here's what smart people do. They create a personal spending limit, usually around 20 to 30% of the card's actual limit, and they never, ever cross it. Why? Because high credit utilization raises your stress levels, it hurts your credit score, and it makes escaping debt so much harder. Keeping a low balance gives you control and financial peace of mind. Now for a habit that trips up almost everyone. Never carry a balance just this once. This is where most people fall into the trap. You tell yourself, it's fine, I'll just carry it this 1 month. But interest doesn't care about your intentions. Once you carry a balance, the interest starts compounding immediately. Your next paycheck is already spent before you even get it, covering old debt. Then you have to swipe the card again just to get by. And that is the cycle. You have to break it early. If you must use your credit card, make it a goal to pay it off before the statement date, not just the due date. That's how you avoid paying a single penny in interest. Okay, let's talk about lifestyle pressure. Instagram doesn't show you the debt. TikTok doesn't show you the overdraft fees. You see the vacations, the new gadgets, the fancy restaurants, and the soft life aesthetic. What you don't see are the credit card balances, the constant stress, and the sleepless nights that often go along with it. Credit card debt is frequently a comparison problem, not an income problem. The fastest way to avoid debt: stop trying to look rich. Real wealth is quiet. Debt is loud. And subscribe from the pressure to keep up with everyone else online. This brings us to our next point. Use credit cards for strategy, not for emotion. There are smart ways to use credit cards. For example, paying for fuel that's already in your budget, buying groceries you've already planned for, or paying bills you'd have to pay anyway. These are strategic uses that can earn you rewards. The bad uses: emotional spending, impulse buys, I'm said purchases, or I deserve this splurges. Never swipe when you're emotional. Feelings fade, but interest doesn't. Finally, what if you're already in credit card debt? If everything I've described sounds like your current situation, just pause. Take a breath. You're not stupid, and you are not alone. Here's a simple plan to get started. First, stop using the card immediately. Second, pay more than the minimum payment, no matter how small. Third, focus on paying off one card at a time. Fourth, call your credit card company and try to negotiate a low interest rate. And fifth, build a small emergency fund to avoid falling back into debt when the unexpected happens. Debt is not a moral failure. It's a math problem, and math problems can be solved. Credit cards don't ruin people overnight. They ruin people quietly. One swipe, one excuse, one minimum payment at a time. Avoiding credit card debt isn't about discipline alone, it's about awareness. You need to use credit cards as tools, not as crutches, not as lifestyles, and not as emergency funds. If this video helped you, please like it so the algorithm can show it to someone else who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more honest money lessons they don't teach you in school. And remember, wealth grows in silence, debt grows in comfort. Thanks for watching.